Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. George McDermott. I'm a state-certified phlebotomist, which means I'm a blood doctor. As my kids jokingly call me, they call me sometimes Count Dracula. But what we're going to be talking about today is just as serious as being under the fangs of Count Dracula, and that nemesis, that epidemic that is overtaking America, is called acidosis. Acidosis is too much blood acid in your blood system, and it is measured by pH. And pH is a scale which only measures water, H2O. It's a scale that goes and starts off from 0 and it ends at 14. Right here at 7 is pure rainwater. From 0 to 7 is acid. From 7 to 14 is alkaline. The human body was designed by God to be 7.365. Very easy to remember. 7 days a week, 365 days a year, you need to be alkaline. For your sake and for your family's sake and for your grandchildren's sake, they all must be alkaline to enjoy the fruits of their life. Americans, the majority of Americans are here at 6.8, okay? And they are suffering from a condition called acidosis. Acidosis is a medical term, and it very simply means that you have too much blood acid. This is caused by 5 different reasons. Number 1 is the diet that we're eating. Americans eat too much fast foods. We have too many hamburgers, French fries, and of course Coca-Cola is absolutely the worst thing you can drink. The second reason why people have acidosis is because of stress. Stress is killing Americans. The third reason is because of too many parasites. The fourth reason is because of drugs, and I'm talking about over-the-counter medications. I'm talking about aspirin, acetaminophen, which is also called Tylenol. We're also talking about Aleve. All these medications have too much acid, and too many Americans are doing this. All 4 of these things we can control, but the one thing that we cannot control, and the thing that is very important, is the age. Because the older we get, the more acidic we're going to become, and this is going to destroy the quality of your life. The human body goes through 3 stages of life. From the time you're born to the time you're 25, you're in what's called an anabolic stage. Okay, this anabolic stage is a Greek word which simply means that you're growing. When you were born, you are 7.7 on the pH scale. You start off at 7.7. From 25 to 45, you are in what's called homeostasis. At this period, you are 7.0. This is a balancing act. That's what homeostasis means. In the Bible, discusses this, and God gives us a commandment, and it says, go forth and multiply. Well, what he's saying is in this commandment that you should live long enough to 25 that you can start having a family to 45. And then you start to die. As a matter of fact, in the Bible, it's called ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And in this situation, starting off at 45 very slowly, but you become more and more acidic. This situation medically is called catabolic. Catabolic is the opposite of anabolic. Catabolic is a Greek word which basically means you're falling apart. All right, now, the problem is when you get to 6.4 on this pH scale, which is out here, you die. Okay? So this is a lifeline right here. You start off at 7.7, in the middle of your life you're about 7, and as you start to become older and older, you become more and more acidic, and when you reach 6.4, you're shriveled up and basically you die. So it's very, very critically important that you understand this acidosis, because what's happening is your body is moving this way. By drinking alkaline water, you will be able to replenish the vital nutrients into your body, and you will be able to remain more and more alkaline, and therefore adjust your life so you will be able to live this way. Okay? This is not only important for yourself, it's important for your children and important for your grandchildren. Everybody needs to participate in this. And the easiest method of doing this is simply just drinking a glass of water, 8 glasses of water a day. By doing that, you are naturally restoring the alkalinity into your bloodstream, and you're keeping away from the ravages of chronic disease. Chronic diseases are the diseases which are built up by too much acid waste in your body. These diseases, very simply, are cancer, Diabetes, heart disease, arthritis, and the list goes on and on and on. This is the major diseases which kill Americans, is all based on acidosis, too much acid in the bloodstream. If you want to preserve your family, if you want to give your family the quality of life that they deserve, not only for yourself but also for your children and your grandchildren, you must remain alkaline. It gives you the vitality. Young children have to be alkaline in order to grow. In order to have a mentally alert mind, you have to be alkaline. And that's the reason why it's so critically important for you to alkalize your body all the time by drinking alkaline water. Ladies and gentlemen, all this information came out in 2002 with the New York Times best-selling book called The pH Miracle, which was written by Dr. Robert Young and his wife Shelley Young. And they came out with this book which graphically explains the benefits of having an alkaline diet. And the most important thing is to drink the alkaline water. They followed this book up with a book that's called Sick and Tired, where they graphically explain about the 7.365 pH scale being very, very important for you and your children to maintain your health and vitality. And of course, the most important book came out a little later, and this one is very graphic and explains dramatically the problems that acid has to do with the body. This is called Alkalize or Die by Dr. Theodore Brody. Okay? In this book, he explains very simply the whole process of starting off at birth at 7.7 and ending up at death at 6.4. Now, if you don't care about your life and you don't care about your family and what have you, you don't need to read any of these books. You don't have to pay attention to what I'm saying, because what's going to happen is nature's going to take over and you're going to become acidic and you're going to die. But if you want to have the vitality and the quality of life for not only yourself but also your children and also your children's children, your grandchildren, you need to make sure that you alkaline yourself. And the easiest way in the world is by drinking 8 glasses of alkaline water each and every day. Thank you very much.
The Discovery Channel. Entertain your brain.
$3.5 billion people worldwide are infected with parasitic worms. Malaria kills a child every 30 seconds. Entire African villages are taken down by predatory parasites that leave villagers grossly deformed, blind, or dead. Deadly waterborne illness, infested fruits and vegetables, and debilitating Lyme disease threaten communities throughout America. Every day, hookworms suck the blood of 1.5 million people. Parasites, voracious animals that live off the very essence of our being, thriving since the dawn of man. So complex no vaccine will touch them. Parasites are evolving. They appear to be indomitable. And they are eating us alive. April 1993. A strange illness creeped across Milwaukee. Personnel called in sick to hospitals and businesses. School classrooms stood eerily empty. Paul Nannis was head of Wisconsin's health department.
As the numbers grew from, there were 100 people that were presented to the emergency rooms to several hundred people to now 1,000 people, obviously by then we knew there was something significant going on.
For 5 days, doctors, scientists, and administrators desperately looked for answers, while hundreds of thousands of the city's residents were writhing, retching, and rapidly wasting away.
If it was a contained neighborhood, it likely to be food. If it was uniformly dispersed across the city, given wind patterns, it would be air. But what began to emerge was a pattern of illness that kind of mirrored the water distribution in Milwaukee.
The pressure mounted from a terrified public and a frenzied media. The city's water system was infested. But with what? Finally, one doctor on Milwaukee's east side remembered his medical school training in tropical disease. He checked his patients for parasites. The lab tests came back positive. Cryptosporidium, a tiny one-celled parasite, had lodged itself in the intestines of 400,000 of this city's residents.
And even when we learned that it was Cryptosporidium, we still didn't know what the source was and whether our current water was currently infected. And until we knew that, we only knew part of the equation.
They had their culprit, but the scare was just beginning. Paul Nannis and the city of Milwaukee were in the midst of the largest parasitic outbreak ever recorded in the United States.
Nausea, cramping, some vomiting, but particularly diarrhea. And the diarrhea in this instance, the diarrheal disease, was terribly severe. There were people that had 20 and 25 episodes of diarrhea in a day. I mean, they just couldn't get out of their homes. They had to stay home. Nobody ever believed, I mean, even when we knew it was waterborne, we identified the source, we knew what it was, there was still this almost incredulous kind of reaction to how could our water be the source of this? I mean, nobody believed that it could be water.
The shock deepened at the news of the first death, then another. By the time the epidemic played itself out, 200 people were dead from complications from the Cryptosporidium parasite.
It was difficult for healthy people to recover from the episode. So you can understand what happened to people that didn't have healthy immune systems. They just couldn't shed it.
Those who died had compromised immune systems, people with HIV, people already sick, the very old and the very young.
The first 3 weeks of it were incredibly intense, media-wise, the public, the AIDS activist community that were marching down through the city of Milwaukee wanting to know why people that they knew and cared about were dying and what we were doing about it. As I mentioned to you, we didn't have answers. That's a terrible feeling.
Price of a gallon of gasoline? Lots of people are, and yet bottled water costs even more. People pay extra for bottled because they think it's better. Better tasting, better for you, certainly better than tap. But is it? We ran some tests to find out. I love doing that because often it shows that you're paying for something that's too good to be true.
It's perfect. It's Perrier.
It all started when a French company somehow convinced people it's cool to buy bottled water.
How does Evian make you feel?
Today, Evian surpassed Perrier in sales, and now it's the chic French water of choice. Why? It costs about $5 a gallon. Why do people pay so much for something you can get for free? Now, many people say they buy bottled waters because they taste better.
I drink Dizani. It tastes good. It tastes crisp, like natural.
Lots of people told us tap water isn't as good.
I think tap water kind of tastes like sewer.
That's what people say, but is it true? We ran a test. We offered people New York City tap water and 5 other bottled water, some of them expensive. Could people tell the difference when they didn't know what they were drinking? We'll get to our test results in a moment, but first, the other reason many people buy bottled water is that they claim it's safer.
I drink tap water home, and I'm the only one who's brave enough to do so.
Your family's afraid to drink tap water?
Yes.
What are they afraid of?
Germs.
Germs? At Earth Day celebrations, we heard a lot about how tap water is unhealthy.
Me, as a parent, I feel more comfortable giving her bottled water.
I drink Poland Spring, and that water is clean. It looks clean. It tastes clean, and it's like it's clean. Yeah. It's clean.
Bottled water, we were told, is cleaner, safer, healthier.
Another of nature's gifts you can use to do something healthy.
We took 5 bottles of national brands of bottled water and a sample of tap water from this drinking fountain in the middle of New York City and sent them to microbiologist Aaron Margolin to test for the bacteria that can make you sick, like E. coli. What did he find?
There was actually no difference between the New York City tap water and the bottled waters that we evaluated.
No significant difference or no difference?
No difference whatsoever.
Many scientists have run tests like that, and they consistently find tap water is as good for you as waters that cost 500 times more. Even Dr. Stephen Edberg, the person the Bottled Water Association told us to talk to, agreed. bottled water is no better for you. Maybe the taste difference justifies spending more money?
I can definitely taste the difference between like a Fiji water and an Evian and a Poland Spring.
Big selling Dasani, Aquafina, and 25% of all bottled water sold is just reprocessed tap water from cities around the country. One of Aquafina's sources is the Detroit River. At least the big selling French water does come from France. This brings us back to our taste test. The bottled waters we chose were the expensive Evian, Iceland Spring, which comes all the way from Iceland, Poland Spring, Aquafina, the best seller, American Fair, which is Kmart's discount brand, and that ordinary tap water from that city fountain. Now, many who did take the test were bottled water drinkers. They pay for it, they say, because tap water just doesn't taste as good.
Regular tap water tastes
Flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no flavor to it.
Tastes like fluoride, or it doesn't taste fresh.
We asked people to rate the waters bad, average, or great. Lots of people said one of the waters was bad.
second one's pretty bad.
Was that one tap water? Actually, no. Tap water tested pretty well. Even people like this man and this woman who said they don't like it, liked it.
Number 3 is New York tap water. You put down number 3 was great. That's New York tap water.
Okay. Now, ours was just one unscientific test, but lots of blind tests, like this one done by Good Morning America, keep finding that the winner is...
All right, here we go.
Tap water.
Tap water.
Now, New York tap water may taste better than the water you get where you live. Not all towns' tap water is equally good, and the pipes in your house can affect taste. But come on, New York's the biggest city in America. Our water has to flow through ancient pipes from reservoirs that are sometimes 100 miles away. Yet it still wins taste tests. I suspect lots of people who buy the fancy waters are getting suckered by the ads or the labels. Satirist Penn and Teller demonstrated that in their TV show on the cable network Showtime when they went to a trendy California restaurant and...
Instead of a wine steward, we created the world's first water steward.
But this is how the water steward got the water, which he put in bottles with fancy labels. And sure enough, most of the unsuspecting diners loved their elegant waters.
How would you compare it to tap water?
Oh, yeah, definitely better than tap water.
In our test of what people said was great water, surprise, the cheapest bottled water won. American Fair from Kmart. Big seller Aquafina came in second. This woman who buys it thought she recognized it.
You think you picked it out?
I think it was 6.
You're right.
Yeah. I'm really proud.
Third place on our test was a tie between Iceland Spring, expensive bottled water shipped thousands of miles, and the ordinary tap water. Come here and you can get it free. Fifth place went to Poland Spring. And in last place, by far, with almost half the testers saying it tasted bad, was the most expensive water, the fancy French stuff, Evian.
How's that go? Yeah, that's nasty.
Evian had no comment. But bottom line, if you buy bottled water because you think it's healthier than tap, test after test shows no evidence of that. And if you buy fancy brands because you think they taste better, you're probably just buying the hype.
Hi, my name is Bob Gudelli, and I'm here today to show you the 3 qualities of the water that make this water so special and different from anything we've ever experienced in our life. What I've gathered here is an assortment of bottled water that many of us are drinking today, and I'm going to show you the first quality of the water with what is called a ORP pinpoint meter, and ORP means oxidation reduction potential of liquids. They're either going to show a positive ORP or a negative ORP. So let's move over to Dasani. This is a product of Coca-Cola. So many of you drink this like I used to. And as you see, it's already climbing, it's above 130, so that's a positive. I'm going to move over to Aquafina, and that's a product of Pepsi-Cola. Notice this one climbing above 160. I'm going to move over to Arrowhead, and that's now climbing, look, above 300. Let's move over to Alive. This is a product that I used to buy and drink called Wellness Water. It must be good for us because they call it wellness water or vitamin waters. Notice it's almost to 400. Here we're moving over to Fiji water. It's at right around a 330. And then over to Smart water. Notice it's still above 300. Let's move over to soda. Notice that one's almost 400. Now I'll go to tap water. That's at around right 360. And now the star of the show, Kangen water 9.5. Notice it's a negative 450. So as you see, that water jumped to negative right away. Negative, it's above a negative 470. And that's the most important quality of the water. And that's why, as I'll show you the device here in a moment, why that is manufactured as a medical device and sold as a medical device in Japan, because of that quality of the water alone. So I'm going to go and show you the second quality of the water with these pH drops, means potential hydrogen. It's going to show us whether these liquids are the pH scale from 0 to 14, whether they're acidic, to 7 being neutral, or to being very alkaline. And I'm just going to put a couple drops in each one of these. And that was the Dasani. Here's the Aquafina, the Arrowhead. Let's go to the Alive, the Fiji water, the Smart water, the soda, and there's the tap water, and here's Kangen water. Now let me stir these up real quick. I'm going to stir these up real quick, and then I'll show you this color chart here. Okay, here's the Dasani. Notice it is pretty acidic, right? Let's move over to the Arrowhead really quick. That's also very acidic. Let's do the, I'm sorry, that was the Aquafina. Now I'm doing the Arrowhead. Notice that's even more acidic. Here's the Alive water that I used to drink, also very acidic. Here's the Fiji water. Notice that one's a little better, more on the neutral range. Here's the Smart water, slightly acidic. And here's the soda, also extremely acidic. This is the tap water, also on the neutral range. Don't get too excited about tap water. Federally regulated by the government, besides the chlorine, and they use lye to raise the pH of the water. Here's the star of the show. Like I said, it's certainly not me. Kangen water 9.5, very alkaline. So that's the second quality of the water. And one more interesting thing I want to show you about the alkalinity of the water is when we drink alkaline water, notice how it will change the pH of these acidic waters. I'm going to show you, I need a little more to do those. As you see there, as you see the Smart water, as you see the tap water. And I need a whole container of 11.5 pH because these are so acidic that notice there's no change when I add the Kangen water to these. No change in the Alive, and then the soda. So just an education, if you drink 1 cup of this that's so acidic, you need to drink 32 cups of 9.5 Kangen water to neutralize 1 cup of soda. So as you can see, it's so acidic that it will change just with a few drops right back to very acidic. So in relation to the body, as you can see, if you continue to drink these things, it just keeps us in an acidic state, whereas the alkaline water of 9.5 helps to neutralize the acid-alkaline balance and flush the acid out of the body. Now I'm going to show you the third quality of the water, which is called microclustering of the molecules. I've taken ordinary tea bags. This is Yamamoto green tea, something that I like, and I'm going to take ordinary tap water and add it to this cup. And as you see, what do you normally have to do to make tea? You have to heat the water, right? Because this is just cold water. Now I'm going to take the Kangen water, 9.5, and add it to the same tea bag. And notice what it's doing immediately. It's making tea, as you can see there. So the molecule clusters in regular water are anywhere from 12 to 15 clusters, whereas the molecules in Kangen water are anywhere from 4 to 6 clusters, so much smaller. So as you can see, the water is reaching in and drawing out the tea just with cold water. So I'm going to show you a little demonstration here. I'm going to take and make a few extra glasses of tea. Notice that, how it's making tea right away. I'm going to do another one right there. Notice how that's doing that. I'm going to take now tap water just to show you guys this isn't a magic show or anything. And I'm going to go ahead and put tap water back in that one. Notice how it didn't make tea. And I'm going to take the Kangen water again. And now we're going to go back to making tea again, as you see. I'm just going to make a couple more for you here. And another one. I can go ahead and make about 20 cups of tea, but I'll just make about 8 or 9 right here as we have. So you can see, in relation to the body, absorption into the body is far superior, just like you saw absorption into the tea bag. So the water will enter the body, hydrate the body much better at the cellular level. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some other qualities of the water, because remember the machine makes 5 different grades of water, so I'm going to show you them now. One of the other qualities of the water I'm going to show you is I'm going to use some tomatoes here that I just bought at the local healthy food store right nearby down the street. And I'm going to take, because we normally clean our fruits and vegetables in ordinary tap water. So I'm going to take ordinary tap water and just fill this one. Put that there, and I'm going to take, I pre-make 11.5 pH. We call it strong Kangen water. And the reason I use a black container is because 2 things affect the quality of the water, and that is air and light. And I'm going to add that to the water here. And I'm going to let those sit for a couple minutes. And I'm going to show you, let me take that. I'm going to move those off to the side real quick. And I'm going to show you what's happening with those tomatoes with a little demonstration right here. I'm going to just use some sesame seed oil. Take a little of that. A little in there. And then I'm going to take ordinary tap water and add it to the sesame oil. As we know, basic science, oil and water don't mix, as you can see. And then I'm going to take the strong Kangen water, 11.5 pH. And as you can see with water, we just emulsified oil. So it broke down the oil just with water by changing the pH to 11.5. Now you're going to understand what's going on with the tomatoes over here. As I take the tomatoes, and this is the one that was soaking in ordinary tap water. Now that's how you normally clean your fruits and vegetables. Now this is the one that was soaking in 11.5 strong Kangen water. Notice the difference. Now, what just came off there compared to what didn't come off there? This water, just like it broke down the oil and emulsified oil, took the oxidation, the oil-based pesticides that they use, and just took it right off the tomatoes. And now, as you can see, you're going to have tomatoes that don't have any of the pesticides and anything that might possibly be on them. Whereas normally, this is how you would normally eat your tomatoes, with all the pesticides. So that's another quality of the water, that we can use this water for cleaning purposes. You can pretty much get rid of all your household cleaners and just use water, because now we have water that can emulsify and break down oil. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you about the water is, remember we said we clean our fruits and vegetables in the tap water, right? So this is just ordinary tap water. I poured in there, and I'm going to do a little test for chlorine. This is just a chlorine tester. We had about 4 drops in there, and as you can see, it's starting to turn yellow. So that shows us the amount of chlorine in the water. And like I said, a lot of this is going to be an education of things that we might want to change in our life. So I'm going to take, I just cut up a lemon here, and I'm going to take, and this is going to show us as we clean our fruits and vegetables in the tap water. We'll show you something that you might not want to do anymore. We'll just let those soak for a second, just as you normally clean things in the tap water. And now, as you can see, it's clear again. What happened to the chlorine? Did we really clean our fruits and vegetables with the tap water, or did we clean our water with the fruits and vegetables? So just an education as something you might not want to do anymore, and that's why we can use the 11.5 pH for cleaning our fruits and vegetables. Now I'm going to show you the star of the show, which certainly isn't me, but is the technology that comes from Japan that makes Kangen water. I'm going to show you how simple this is to hook up. It only takes a few minutes. You simply just hook this up to your faucet right here. And now what it does, it takes ordinary tap water, And just by moving this, diverting the water into the machine, we are within seconds making Kangen water 9.5. Let me shut that off. Now what the water is doing is first it's passing through this double carbon antibacterial filter where it's filtering the water first. Then it's going in through here, which is called the electrolysis chamber. I'll kind of show you what that looks like and give you a quick little education. It's passing through 7 platinum-coated titanium plates where the water, it's negative and positively charged, so it's splitting the waters. Alkaline water is coming out here, and acidic water is coming out here. And then I'm going to show you how simple it is to use the machine. I'll also give you a quick education on what they don't show you on the competition in the marketplace. They don't show you what's inside the machine, and I'll just give you a quick education on theirs compared to ours, because they try to say theirs is just as good for half the price. But as you can see, smaller is not better, but larger, because the more the surface area, this has 450% more surface area what the water's passing through as it's electrically charged. And the benefit of that is the stronger the quality of the waters and the longer those qualities will last. Now I'll just show you how simple it is to use. By simply pressing the button, within seconds we change the kind of waters we're making.
Kangen water 8.5.
So as you can hear, that's making 8.5 pH.
Kangen water 9.0.
9.0.
Kangen water 9.5.
And 9.5. Now, from 8.5 to 9.5 is 10 times stronger. So what they suggest is that you start off at 8.5 for a week or two, then move up to 9.0 for a week or two, and then 9.5 probably by the end of by 30 days. And the reason being is this water will make you detox. It will cleanse the body. And so just to make detox more gradual, you start off at 8.5 and work your way up. Now the next water,
clean water.
Clean water, as you can see it says for medication. So that water we want to use in case you're taking prescription medication, because you saw how the molecules were microclustered, so absorption into the body is much greater, much faster, and a lot of medication is time released. So 30 minutes before, 30 minutes after, you just want to use clean water when taking medication.
Beauty water.
Beauty water, that's slightly acidic, just like our skin, 5.5 pH. For those of you that buy toners, that's what toners are, to tighten and tone and soften the skin. Now, for pennies, instead of spending money on toners, now you can just make it right here from the machine, and you can make gallons and gallons for just pennies. The last two waters.
Strong acidic water.
Strong acidic water is 2.5 pH. If you can see here, it says sanitary. That's what they use in hospitals in Japan and over 30,000 restaurants, because 2.5 pH water will kill 99.9% of all bacteria within 30 seconds. So instead of using harsh chemicals and bleaches and things of that nature, they just use 2.5 pH water for disinfecting. Now the opposite, let me show you this here.
Strong acidic water.
So the 2.5 strong acidic water is coming out the secondary hose here, because it's always making two waters at once. So what's coming out here is 11.5 pH, and that's the water I use for cleaning the tomatoes. So 2.5 for disinfecting, 11.5 for cleaning, and that's what you can use for cleaning your fruits and vegetables. Also, you can actually use that as a degreaser and throw away all your household cleaners and use that for cleaning instead of those things with harsh chemicals. So that's pretty much it, the 5 grades of water that we take ordinary tap water and create those 5 grades of water just by simply pressing these buttons. Very simple to use, and that's the technology. The next step is to get back to the person who introduced you to this so you can try the water and experience a live demonstration yourself. Thank you.
In 1968, Dr. Shinya successfully developed the technique of colonoscopy in order to visualize the entire rectum and colon. The following year, in 1969, he devised a sneer cautery device and was the first to perform colonic polypectomy through the colonoscope. He has performed approximately 300,000 colonoscopic examinations and has noted that there appears to be a strong connection between intestinal appearance and lifestyle-related diseases. This video depicts a variety of different intestinal views, good and poor, related to various colonic and other diseases. This patient had been a heavy wine drinker with a heavy animal protein diet, including cheese. After 3 months treatment, the patient was treated with Dr. Shinya's diet without any alcohol, dairy, and animal protein. He was given 1 quart of Kangen water and his condition improved. This is a 38-year-old Japanese woman who has been suffering from chronic constipation for many years. Her diet consists heavily of a Western-type menu, including white bread, yogurt, cheese, fruits, and cake once a day. She consumes 3 to 4 cups of coffee and tea a day. There was insufficient daily intake of water. She has been on various kinds of laxative every day, including Seneca, aloe, and other herbal medications for years. There are marked pigmentation and spasm. This is the same Japanese woman. She was instructed to drink Kangen water 3 quarts per day. Her diet consists of 90% grains, vegetables, sea vegetables, and fruits, and 10% animal protein with fish. Her condition has markedly improved. 45-year-old female with breast cancer. 6 months prior to this exam, she had a lumpectomy and radiation treatment. There are marked fecal retention in this picture. The same patient, following Dr. Shinya's diet, started to drink 3 quarts of Kangen water a day. Her condition markedly improved. This 65-year-old female with chronic constipation had breast cancer surgery and was referred for colonoscopy. Examination showed marked stool retention in many areas of the colon despite 2 days of preparation. The same patient was treated with a typical Dr. Shinya's diet and 1 quart of Kangen water 1 hour before each meal. Examination was repeated in 3 months. There was marked improvement in the colon.
Saki and Yu Matsubara, twins, have come to Akashi Hospital seeking treatment with water. They came up for a checkup so they can receive treatment. Their skin is so red, inflamed, and painful. "I'm going to use the water to relieve your skin," the doctor said. Water of pH 2.6 is being used to treat this severe skin irritation. To help treat the dermatitis from inside the body, this machine produces alkaline drinking water to be used in the home. Drinking the alkaline water daily improves the skin's condition in 3 to 4 months. It's been 4 months since Saki and Yu have changed from steroid to water treatment. The dermatitis has subdued, but their mother is apprehensive that it may reoccur. This is a machine that makes acidic water to relieve the pain and itchiness of the skin. Saki and Yu's mother bought this machine to relieve at least some of the children's suffering. The previous machine has the same function as this larger machine to produce water that can be used for sterilization. This water can sterilize the skin. How effectively does this water actually treat a atopic skin condition? Of a sample of 1,000 patients, 80 to 90% of patients saw improvement in about 4 months. Eventually, all patients see improvement. Some take a little longer. Saki and Yu, 7 months later. Their skin looks notably better. Here's another look before Yu of 7 months later. They don't wake up in the middle of the night anymore. For the first time, they have been able to sleep through the night. They can now have dermatitis-free photos for their album. This dermatitis is unbearable. It is so severe that the baby can't sleep through the night. The baby will continue to scratch until his sheets are stained with blood.
The baby cries and keeps us awake through the night. It is hard to get enough sleep.
Mr. Tomita from Kyoto had a thorough consultation with his doctor about his son's treatment and has no reservations about using this water. Look at his son. This is the result of using the water for 5 months. This is a photo of his son during steroid use. 5 months later, there is improvement with the use of Kangen water. His elbow? Also his knee, there is no trace of dermatitis. The skin has returned to its normal appearance.
Grandfather said, at the beginning it was awful and bloody. I am amazed at the improvement using the water we were given from Akashi Hospital. I was surprised that the skin healed so well.
Akashi Hospital fills many orders for Kangen water. Tomita's son is still free of any irritations. Even upon examination, there is no sign of any skin inflammation and he is very healthy. His appetite and energy has increased and his disposition has become more pleasant.
My life was saved by drinking this water, and I am very happy and grateful.
Hayachi Abe, 56 years old, got a deep cut on his toe when he accidentally stepped on glass a month and a half ago. This caused the biggest downfall of his life. One day, he saw a documentary on TV for Kangen water and decided to leave the hospital and escape to Kyowa Hospital in the suburbs of Kobe City. He left his original hospital 2 days prior to the operation. Because he has diabetes, he would have to cut his toe off. They would cut from here and over here, they will amputate this toe. He was very unsure of his situation because he had to operate on both feet. Without a toe, he cannot walk. One's toe is necessary to walk. The infected area had secretions coming out of it. This is the picture taken when he first arrived. If you compare it to a more recent picture, the old one looks as though his bone was thinning out. There was difficulty in the circulation of blood because he had diabetes. There are about 5 million people in Japan with diabetes. Out of every 10 people over 40 years old, there is one person with diabetes. One can go on a low-calorie diet or depend on glutamine that creates insulin. But if that illness is serious, one has to inject insulin to control blood sugars. Mr. Abe's illness was serious. I use insulin to control the symptoms due to diabetes, but I do not take any antibiotics to fight off infection. Instead, I put certain body parts in strong acid water. To treat my feet, I use water that has a pH of 2.4 and an oxidation reduction MV of 1100 that has been invented for a medical purpose. This has great effects in fighting off infection of the skin, but it has limits. By drinking a large amount of electrolysis Kangen water every day, symptoms of diabetes can be controlled and at the same time truly care the modification of the skin. Electrolysis Kangen water. Alkali ion. Water that is available anywhere can improve the symptoms of diabetes. Mr. Abbott drinks about 5 liters of electrolysis Kangen water every day as instructed by his doctor. He says he feels his body changing every day. His physical symptoms are getting better. What exactly is electrolysis Kangen water? The water was tested to see the difference. Tap water from the sink usually measures pH 7 and a positive 303 MV. Alkaline water made with sodium hydroxide or caustic soda measures pH 8 and a positive 200 MV. Surprisingly, the electrolysis Kangen water Mr. Abbott is drinking measures pH 8 and a negative 238 MV. Could this significant difference in oxidation and reduction levels be the cause of improvement of Mr. Abe's health? The big news Mr. Abe has been waiting to hear was told by Dr. Kawamura. Now, the amputation of his toes is likely avoided.
I am so thankful my toes were not amputated. Thank you.
It is now 45 days since Mr. Abe first came to the hospital. Here is Mr. Abe, who even thought about suicide when he was about to get his feet cut off, is now wearing his sandals and is stepping out to go shopping near the hospital. He is amazed that the miracle occurred.
It is amazing.
In conclusion, in lifestyle-related diseases such as diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, heart disease, and various types of cancers are directly linked to your diet. If you eat a proper diet and drink good water, it will prevent you from being constipated and developing diseases. You are what you eat and what you drink. I hope this video was educational for you. To your health. Thank you.
Kangen water. Are you currently satisfied with your water? Water, which makes up to 70% of the human body, is the source of all life. Water quality is greatly related to our health and beauty. Water is an indispensable element in our life. Nowadays, many people are interested in the benefits of Kangen water. You may ask, why is Kangen water good for the body? Involuntarily, the body takes in oxygen on a consistent basis. However, not all of the oxygen the body takes in is good oxygen. For example, have you ever noticed that when you cut an apple, all of a sudden it turns brown? Another example is iron. When it is brand new, it is very shiny, but over time it becomes dull and rusty. Such examples are a result of oxidation that happens in the air. Such types of oxidation is also happening to our bodies, shortening our lifespans and causing many illnesses. The best way to combat these free radicals is by none other than Kangen water. This unique type of water called Kangen water is produced by a machine called Level Up Deluxe. You may ask, what is Kangen water? Kangen water is water produced from the electrolysis of tap water. It is the opposite of oxidation and helps us to reduce free radicals. The Kangen water by Leveluk Deluxe breaks large water clusters down to smaller ones. Each water cluster of Kangen water is mixed with 6 kinds of elements: hydrogen density, microcluster, dissolved hydrogen, minerals, ORP, and dissolved oxygen, all perfectly balanced to make Kangen water. Kangen water is not only effective in combating free radicals, but also enhances various food items. The solvency acts to dissolve and draw out nutritious and flavorful property in foods. It also helps in improving heat transference, which means faster boiling time. It also helps with various digestive problems like diarrhea, hyperacidity, and ulcers. It is our recommendation for you to drink at least 2 liters of Kangen water a day for optimum health. If you eat a lot of meat or foods high in cholesterol, we recommend you drink Kangen water to balance the acids with the alkali. It makes food more delicious and healthy. It draws out the natural flavor of ingredients so they cook up tender and juicy. Therefore, seasonings such as salt and soy sauce are needed in smaller amounts, perfect for people trying to reduce their salt intake. For coffee, tea, or green tea, for which taste and aroma are everything, you will be surprised at the improved color, taste, and aroma, and you can use less coffee, tea, or green tea and still achieve a full, rich taste due to its extractive ability. Use it to remove rawness of onions, shallots, garlic, potatoes, and the like. When taking medication or in baby formula, you can enjoy clean water after removing chlorine odors, rust, or any cloudiness. Because many medications are designed with the body's normal absorption rates in mind, the effects may vary with Kangen water, so use purified water when taking medication or when you prepare your baby's formula. Strong acid water is powerful in killing germs and home sanitation. It is effective to help tone your skin after a bath or shower or after shaving, when your pores are open. You can also add acid water to your bath water for similar benefits for your skin. All types of noodles and pasta will come out with a nice sheen and firm texture. Pay attention to its powerful disinfecting properties. Use this water as a safe means of general sanitation. Use it for cleaning cutting boards, knives, and wash rags. It kills germs that normally spread easily around your kitchen. If you carry the strong acid water with you in a handy little spray bottle, you can kill germs anytime, anywhere. Portable handy spray bottles can be purchased at your local Enagic branch. Strong Kangen water has the ability to dissolve tough stains and cut through dirt and grease in a short period of time. Kitchen grease stains and grime? Use the added power of strong Kangen water to remove tough grease stains from the vent of your overhead range and in your oven, and to take away the oily film from your cutting board, knives, and dishes. This is the time when making pure, tasty, and healthy water at home is possible. You can do this with Lavala. Now, we would like to explain how to make Kangen water and how to implement Leveluk Deluxe into your lifestyle. Please place your Leveluk on a flat, dry surface. For a faucet with a wider lip, a fixing ring is necessary. First, measure the diameter and select the most suitable ring out of 3 rings. Then, attach the fixing nut. Thereafter, the fixing ring. Mount the diverter onto the fixing nut. Tighten the setting nut, and the process is now over. Now we'll show you how to mount the outer screw type. First, remove the old faucet already affixed there. Next, attach the fixing nut to the faucet. Then, put the foam adapter packing onto there. Next, use the foam adapter. Check the correct screw size and then tighten the foam adapter at the end of the faucet. Use a coin to tighten the foam adapter. Once you attach the diverter, the process is now over. We will now show you how to set up your unit. First, connect the flexible pipe to the top of the machine.
Hello, my name is Daniel DeMacaulay. I'd like to share with you a program that was introduced to me about a year ago. Back in February, I had a friend bring me to Los Angeles to a meeting. I actually didn't want to be at the meeting, but I went with her anyway. And they were showing me a unit which I thought was a water filter. And I asked some friends of mine that were there why they purchased the unit. And one lady said because her daughter had gout. And I didn't know what gout was. She told me that her daughter had gout for about a year and a half, wasn't going out, had a lot of pain. And after drinking the water for about 7 days, the pain went away. And about 30 days, the gout went away. Well, I really wasn't familiar with gout, so I didn't pay it no mind. Another friend of mine was there, and I asked her why she bought the unit. And she said her mom had an issue called acid reflux, which again, I'm not familiar with. She told me that her mom was taking medication for 15 years. After several days on the water, she stopped her medication, and after 5-6 months, she's been off the medication completely. Well, again, I didn't know what acid reflux was. And then I had another friend there that told me a more major health issue that I really didn't want to hear about. As a matter of fact, you know, I didn't even want to hear about it to become skeptical. I thought this was another one of those illegal, rinky-dink, door-to-door, you know, pyramid, multi-level, last business you get into before you commit suicide kind of thing. But after researching the company and trying out the water, you know, not only did I change my mind, I got involved in the project. And I'd like to share with you exactly what the project is all about. The way it started was approximately in 1950s. A research was conducted in several locations around the world. And by the way, this is a true story because I know every time my relatives goes to like Lourdes, France, they bring me back this Madonna that has this supposedly holy water in it, and I didn't really know what to do with it, but every time they go there, they bring this back to me. Well, a research was done over all these waters where thousands of people converged to. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. And they found that all of these waters had one thing in common. They were all very high in active hydrogen, which today is known as alkaline water. So this is how the project began. The company that did the research, they built commercial units that are now used in several hospitals in Japan, in restaurants, in schools. And I'd like to show you a little bit about the company. It's called Enagic. It's a 33-year-old privately held company in Japan. They're an OEM. What I mean by that is they're an original equipment manufacturer. They do everything from the research and development to the manufacturing, to the sales, to the support, to the warranty. They do a little bit over $250 million each year in revenues, and they're number one in the industry. In other words, they are top leader in the industry that they're in. Now, since moving into North America, they've opened up offices in Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Honolulu, and in Vancouver, British Columbia. And presently, as I'm talking to you right now, they're building a building in Los Angeles. Now, this company is also a member of the Direct Selling Association, which, by the way, is the governing body of the who's who in the direct sales in North America. Okay? The company has won numerous awards. Now, I'm not going to go through all the awards. I'm doing this just to flex our muscles, but I want to show you that the company has several different awards that they've attained, and if you go to enagic.com, it'll explain quite a bit to you. Now, what they do is they manufacture high-quality water technology equipment. These are not water filters like I thought in the beginning. As a matter of fact, their flagship product, it's endorsed by the Japanese Association of Preventative Medicine for Adult Diseases. Now, before I continue, I want to let you know that there are several units out there in the marketplace that manufacture water technology units that produce alkaline water. This unit that you're looking at is the best in the industry. It is the Mercedes-Benz of all the water technology equipment out there. They don't compare themselves to anyone. As a matter of fact, there's about 14 or so different units out there, and in our research, we've found that every one of the 14, they try to compare themselves to that one right there. Well, the Enagic, the SD501, they don't compare themselves with anyone because they know they are the best in the field. As a matter of fact, the reason this unit works is because the product makes 5 different types of water. It also is approved as a medical device by the Japanese Ministry of Health and Welfare. Now, this unit has 7 platinum-coated titanium plates, and again, it is the leader in the industry. It creates medically approved Kangen-grade water, and the unit has a 15 to 20-year product life expectancy. Now, let me tell you what happened with me. I really didn't believe any of these things that this unit produced. So I heard several different stories. I must have heard 50 different stories between February and almost August. It took me 7 months to get involved in it. So the reason I got involved is because I gave the unit to one of my best friends and also my business partner who's 77 years old. He has high blood pressure, cholesterol problem, diabetes, lack of energy. As a matter of fact, my partner had a very, very bad health issue last year. So I started giving him the water, and my other friend is 62 years old. He has the same issues, probably a little bit more. You won't believe what the water did for them. I mean, not only did their cholesterol level went down, their blood pressure went normal. One of my friends used to take 35 units a day, and I don't really know what that means. I guess he injects the 35 units for his diabetes. You know, he's down to 5 units today, about twice a week. I mean, that is phenomenal. But even then I was skeptical. Let me tell you what caught me. I gave the water to my relatives. My mom, who has arthritis in both her neck and her knee. My aunt, arthritis again. My other aunt. I gave the water to my cousin, who has really, really bad colitis. You won't believe what the water did for all of them. Not only did the arthritis pain went away, one of my aunts is now able to run up and down the stairs. My cousin's colitis went completely away, and all it is due to this water. Now, let me tell you why the water works, okay? This water has 3 different properties. Number 1, it's very, very rich in antioxidant. Number 2, it has microcluster properties, and the third is it's very high in alkaline. Those are the 3 properties that this water has. Now, the first characteristic that this water has is it's very, very rich in antioxidant. You know the rusting process, when you cut an apple in half or an avocado in half, and in about 20 to 30 minutes it starts to brown? That's called oxidation. And oxidation is what will cause sickness. It causes aging. As a matter of fact, it's what causes all the havoc in your DNA as you get older. Well, when you drink this water, this Kangen water, it has breakthrough technology that makes the water antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and anti-aging properties in the water. As a matter of fact, take a look at this. This is an example, okay? This is our founder, Mr. Oshiro. To your left, and to your right, you can see our business advisor. Now, whenever we ask people, how old do you think Mr. Oshiro is, they normally will say about 45 to 50 years old, which is about accurate. And then when we ask, how old do you think the business advisor is, they normally will say about 65 to 70, which is about accurate, okay? The funny thing about this picture is they're both the same age. Can you believe that? They're both turning 66 years old this year. And you know, when we ask Mr. Ishiro where he gets all his energy from and his youthful look from, he absolutely says, number one, simplicity. And the second thing is he's been drinking Kangen water to the tune of about 3 to 4 liters per day for almost 2 decades, as opposed to his business advisor, which, as we can see, hasn't been quite as fortunate. Okay? Now, the reason why is because this water has antioxidant properties in it. Okay? You know antioxidant. Okay? This is a chart. It's called an oxidation reduction potential. As you can see on the plus side, whenever you see the plus side, it's bad for you. As a matter of fact, as you can see, soda ranks at the very top, and then some of the bottled water that we've been led to believe we're finding out isn't really that good for us. Now, on the other side of the chart, the negative, it says oxidation reduction potential, ORP. When you check vitamin C, it reads about -50, which is very good. How about green tea? It's -80. Why do you drink green tea? Antioxidant, right? It's -80. Now, you can even go higher than that and drink cod liver oil. We found out it's -200. Well, when you drink Kangen water, it has a -400 to a -700 that we've been able to test, oxidation reduction potential. As a matter of fact, it has the highest ORP, okay, out of any liquid that we've found on the planet. Now, the second property that this water has, it has microcluster properties. The regular H2O water is big in clusters. The Kangen water is very small, which means it will penetrate your body on a cellular level. As a matter of fact, you know, when you first drink a glass of it, you might feel lightheaded. That's because it reaches and hydrates your brain in approximately 60 seconds or so. And it'll reach every part of your skin in about 10 minutes. And you know, I know this is true because, you know, for the past, I would say 5 years now, my wife always says, put some lotion on, put some lotion on. You know, sometimes I'm driving and she's like squirting Jergens at me. I don't know if you've ever had somebody do that, but I can understand because my skin used to be cracked. You should see what it did to my skin. I mean, not only did the crack go away, all the aging went away, but it's so soft, it's unbelievable. And the reason it does that is because the water will penetrate you again at a cellular level. It gets all throughout your body. Okay? As a matter of fact, when you drink like 2 or 3 glasses of it, you're not bloated. You know, you're kind of wondering, where did it go? Well, it's going throughout your body. We all know the importance of water in our body, right? Your brain, 80% water. Your blood, 90% water. Your whole body, 75% water. It just depends on what kind of water are you putting into your body. Now, the third characteristic of this water is it's very, very high in alkaline. This is an alkaline chart. And this I've been learning for the past 7 months. Alkaline equals health, and acid equals sickness. As a matter of fact, the acidity in your body is what's going to cause all the pains, all the arthritis, all the issues you will probably have later on if you don't do something about it. You know, we all have an average temperature, right? 98.6. What happens when it goes to 99, 100, 101? You better do something to bring it back down. But you see, a temperature shows up right away. Well, we also have an average pH balance, which is 7.365. Most of us, though, are on the very, very acidic side. But the temperature, like our body temperature, it doesn't show up immediately. It'll show up years down the road in arthritis pains and, issues with health and so on. What you want to do is get yourself back to 7.365, and that's what this water does. The Kangen water is all the way on the alkaline side, all right? As a matter of fact, let me just show you what happens when you drink sports drinks and soda, and when we eat all these things, it makes you acidic. We're not telling you that everything out there is not good for you. As a matter of fact, some of the things that are good for you, like blueberries and salmon, they're actually good for you, but they tend to be acidic. What we're trying to tell you is, if you drink Kangen water and you balance yourself out, this is not going to cure you. It's not going to heal you. It's not some kind of a miracle water. But what it will do is it will put your body in balance. It'll enable your body to do what it does best, which is heal itself. Okay? As a matter of fact, check out this guy. His name is Dr. Shinya. Most of you probably don't know him. However, you'll know his invention, what he invented. Dr. Shinya is a world-renowned medical doctor. He invented a procedure called colonoscopy. And for some of you that don't know what colonoscopy is, you will someday. If you have not met his invention, I promise you, you're going to meet it someday. Dr. Shinya has done over 300,000 colonoscopies, him and his staff. They can show you all the before and after pictures. As a matter of fact, they can tell you what you ate, what type of lifestyle you've been leading, and so on, just based on the pictures inside your body. He prescribes Kangen water as part of his treatment regimen. That's called a clue, by the way. As a matter of fact, Dr. Shinya is a major proponent of our company. Imagine somebody like that prescribing the alkaline water to his patients, somebody who invented the procedure called colonoscopy. So that's a little bit more of the backup that we have. Now, I want to tell you that this is fact, not fiction. As a matter of fact, they have so many different books on it. If you research on the Google, alkaline water or acidity in your body, you're going to get inundated with information. Look at some of these books. Removing acid waste is more effective than diet and exercise. That's written by a famous scientist. Look at the third one down. All disease comes from the same root cause, too much acidity. That book is written by Dr. Baruti, who has tremendous credentials. Now, what the experts are saying, left and right, if you talk to experts about alkaline water, they'll give you pluses, positives on it. But the best thing is you want to try it out, because the water for you, your family, your parents, unbelievable. We took this water to a lady down in San Diego. She had a issue called fibromyalgia. I'm not really familiar with it. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. You couldn't even touch her body when we first met her. I thought she was really strange, because when her kids went to hug her, she almost, screamed. Well, I found out it's a disease that it causes so much pain. About 10 days after drinking the water, 90% of her pain was gone. And after about 30 days, she was out playing tennis. Her husband called us to thank us. She hadn't done that in 10 years. I had another friend who had this thing called carpal tunnel syndrome, and it was gone after drinking the water. I had another guy. This guy was taking dialysis, and he came up to me and said, "Daniel, I just want to thank you. All the yellow and the red out of my eyes are gone." I didn't really know what he was talking about until later on, when I found out what those things do. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I don't know that much about the body. All I can tell you is what this water has done for a lot of people and what people are saying about it. So, if you can, try out the water. That would be my recommendation. I think it is the best gift you can give someone, and it is the best gift you can give to your body.
tried one glass of water, but I said, oh, I need to go because I have another appointment. Because I didn't believe that. You know, I just drink and I left. But within 20, 30 minutes later, I didn't feel pain. And then this a month and a half, I haven't taken any painkiller, nothing at all. So it's really important. So every household should have this Kangen water machine. It really helps. Thank you.
After drinking the water for just half a day, I noticed that my pain was less than it used to work. And I ran out of water. My knee pain came back. So I called Dr. Tony and I said, well, you gotta come over here. And if this water is so good, I gotta have some more. So they came over, we filled everything up we had in the house, and I had some water again for a couple of days. And my knee pain went away. So I was ready to purchase a device after 3 weeks. On and off the water.
When I was having my chemotherapy, that's the time I was reading. And I came across alkaline water, ionized alkaline water. So I've been drinking it ever since I came back from my chemo. And I think it's doing me well because, see, I'm still among the living. Yeah. So I hope everybody will get this machine also and help the family. Thank you.
I was taking like 32 tablets a day, 16 in the morning, 16 at night. And that medication had me very sick. Very sick. So, but this water is the most fantastic thing. I'm telling you. This water, the greatest gift that God ever gave to man is Jesus Christ. The second greatest gift is woman. And the third greatest gift is Kangen water.
I've had a chronic back problem for 35 years. I broke 3 vertebrae 35 years ago, and I've had sciatic and back pain constantly that just never leaves me day or night. Getting out of bed is very painful. And she said, we'll just leave you some water. So they left me 2 gallons. I drank 2 glasses that night, woke up the next morning with no back pain, and I've literally not had back pain since. It's just gone. That alone would be worth everything for this machine.
I started a Kangen water in April because I called my friend Charmaine. I said, Charmaine, I don't know what's going on. It's like my whole body's shutting down. And very next day, she called me. She said, how you feel? I said, I don't know, but I'm feeling better. And I felt like this growling sound in my stomach. And from since then to now, I had my cholesterol check 2 weeks ago. It was 273 when I started, and now it's 207 2 weeks ago when they checked it.
One thing that got my attention, because I felt wonderful. I felt better than I'd felt in years related to the pain. I haven't had that kind of pain since. Since drinking the water, that pain is literally, the inflammation around those joints has literally gone away.
I had suffered from acid reflux for that long, and now and more you're hearing, if you have chronic acid reflux, you can get esophagus cancer, folks. A friend, somebody just called me a couple of weeks ago from Florida. And it was too late because by the time I got back to them, the person died from esophagus cancer. So it's nothing to play with. The first glass of water that I drank was the last time I had any kind of discomfort from acid reflux.
Doug started bringing water in. She started bringing gallons up at home, and I started drinking it. I started getting more energy. Things started coming back, and I started feeling better. And I'm still not great, but I'm a lot better than I was. And the only thing that has really changed, we changed on anything, was the water. So it's got to have been the water that's doing it.
After she drank in one month, my mom looked changed. She looked younger looking, and she had her ulcer is no more, her backache no more, the pain. So this is blessed for all of us. Yeah. So okay, thank you very much.
And then I learned about the Kangen water in last part of January. I started to drink it. And in the first part of February, I still had a pretty severe rash on my arms, upper arms, and on my back. And so I took a picture of my skin showing the rash, pretty bad. And 5 days later, I took another picture and the rash was gone. That was after drinking the Congo water for 5 days.
On January 10th of this year, I started drinking the water, and by the end of January, I stopped the blood pressure medication and the cholesterol medication. You understand, those of you who have never tried the water, that your body will go through changes. My body is up and down some days because it's fighting the acidity. I'm acidic, or I wouldn't be diabetic. And it's going to fight. You're going to feel good some days, you're going to feel bad some days, but you're going to feel good more days than you feel bad. Once you understand that and you start drinking the water, the Lord will bless and you will feel wonderful.
Let's see, what has it done for me? I've lost a few pounds, 6 pounds now, a little bit more to go. I love cooking with it, especially rice and pasta and oatmeal, because it really comes out nice, you know. And it's helped my arthritis in my knuckles and my neck. But
I've been drinking it for about 3 weeks. It started off that I had acid reflux as well as carpal tunnel. It started to go away. It happened 2 days after I started drinking. And I was like, no, this can't be. I said, Zeddy, what does that machine do? And she explained to me, and I said, okay, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna come by and get a gallon. So I did. Every day I was devoted in drinking a gallon. And now I'm couple tartar free, and I have absolutely no more acid reflux myself. And I received my machine about a week now. And I'm really happy because I got the Lovelux 501.
Oh, wow. And so my husband one night gave me 2 big water bottles of 9.5 water to drink. And up to that point, I hadn't really been drinking a lot because I felt so sick I didn't want to put anything in my body. But I forced myself to do it. I drank that water. I felt better the next morning. I drank 9.5 water. Again, it set my day off perfect. It was so amazing. I felt so good that day.
I believe that the doctors say that she also had a carpal tunnel. You know, and besides, she is supposed to be scheduled for surgery on March 27. But after drinking the Kangen water for at least 3 weeks, then her carpal tunnel was, I believe, disappeared. So she don't need the surgery anymore. And until now, she really feels good. Thank you.
I was in the shower. I had showered and I herniated 3 days in a row. I no longer went back to work in emergency room because I couldn't be flexible. I couldn't do any of this. I couldn't do any of that. But the Kangen water reduced the pain. It reduced the pain so much. I have not taken those pain meds anymore. I encourage anybody to invest in the machine. My husband purchased the machine, and I thank God every day for him that he's a blessing from God. That's all I have to say.
To even maintain good health, it requires 4 pieces to the puzzle. And I think we all understand the importance of oxygen. We all know 3 minutes without oxygen, we're done. Hydration, we talked about that. I think we built a case as to why you want to alkalize your body and the health benefits of that. And then the other piece to that puzzle is nutrition. Now, in talking and working with many healthcare practitioners on the holistic side, naturopathic doctors, chiropractors, and whatnot, they all believe that this water, what's interesting about this water is the fact that it actually addresses the first 3 pieces to that puzzle, that being oxygenating, hydrating, and alkalizing. The only thing that it doesn't do is address nutrition, literally. However, if you're taking vitamins, or as you're eating your foods, you're going to get much more nutritional benefit from those vitamins and those supplements and those minerals along with your food by ridding your body of the acid waste. And there again, that's where this technology or where this water comes into play. Now, back from Chicago, where I'm from, this is our local hero, Dr. Tobias. Dr. Tobias just celebrated her 80th birthday a few short months ago. Dr. Tobias is an MD. She's been in the medical field for over 47 years. However, 32 years ago, she saw where Western medicine was going and the fact that we were just treating symptoms. She became a true pioneer in the holistic front, or the alternative health approach. And according to Dr. Tobias, our health is influenced by 3 determining factors. Number 1 is our genes. That's what mom and dad, grandma and grandpa gave us, and that's something that we have no control over. But if you look at point number 2 and point number 3, our environment and our lifestyle represents 80% of that equation, and that 80% is something that we have total control over. But according to Dr. Tobias, look at what she says. Disease is caused by a deficiency of oxygen, water, and nutrients. Now, let's explore some options. What choices do we have here? We could obviously continue to do what we've been doing, which is either drinking bottled water or tap water, but let's look at our technology here. With a little bit of maintenance, you got a technology or a product that actually has a minimum of a 15-year life expectancy. As a matter of fact, it also comes with a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, as well as a satisfaction money-back guarantee. Now, certainly not to draw any parallels with bottled water here, because there are no parallels, but just to give you a comparison, if you were drinking bottled water, and conservatively speaking, if you're consuming, say, $2 a day for that bottled water, keep in mind, you're not going to be cooking with it or cleaning with it or disinfecting with it like so many of the other properties with Kangen water. But if you were to just consume $2 of water a day over the course of 15 years, which is what our life expectancy on our machine is, you'd spend better than $10,000 over the course of that time. And the challenge with that situation is like drinking Starbucks every day. It's $2 a day, $2 a day, but over the course of time, it's going to end up to a tremendous amount of money. Now, here's what we're suggesting. And if you're wondering, well, how much could this technology here be? What's it all worth? Well, you know what? In terms of health, it's all relative. But let me give you an idea as to how much, what kind of investment you're looking at. Here you're looking at 73 cents a day or $25 a month over the course of 15 years. That's $3,980. And one thing I want to stress here, that's not an expense, ladies and gentlemen. That is a one-time investment in your health and in your family's health. In looking at that $39.80, yes, that is a sizable investment, but you got to put it all into perspective, okay? Think about this. In this country, the good old United States of America, we spend more money on healthcare than any industrialized society in the world, yet we rank number 37 in terms of overall health. For me and my family, that's an equation that simply doesn't make sense. $39.80 is a sizable investment, but again, it is an investment in your health and in your family's health. And just think about this. God forbid, but if you were to get cancer or heart disease or stroke or arthritis or anything like that, think about what the consequences would be to you from a health standpoint as well as a financial standpoint. So now what we want to do is let's just explore some options. What's next?
Now, for those of you who are interested in either a part-time business, a full-time business, I believe that this is a sleeping giant that's about to awaken because of the industry that they're in. As a matter of fact, the Enagic business, it's an explosive business with massive earning potential. It's a solid foundation built in a Japanese market. They've got a proven product. It's used in a lot of hospitals in Japan already. They've already sold several 100,000 units, and they have tens of thousands of satisfied customers already. Now it's reaching business professionals, entrepreneurs. As a matter of fact, ever since they've expanded into North America, it's reaching a lot of the direct salespeople. And they're in a very, very massive industry. Now, the program is a true direct sales program. This is not your normal MLM, multi-level network marketing. Even though it has some of the characteristics of it, you will see that it has a lot of change. Let me show you what I mean. First of all, let me give you the business model. Take a look at the normal multi-level program. You've heard this before. You know, if you bring 5 people in, and if they get 5 and they get 5 and so on, you know, you'll have thousands of people and you make money. You know the story. Well, the direct sales program of the Enagic is completely different. Take a look at the two structures. They're night and day. The structure of the Enagic is over and down. It goes sideways and down. There's no gimmicks. You don't get paid for recruiting people. As a matter of fact, the Enagic business has no sign-up fee. It's got no monthly qualifications, no stocking. You don't have to put a bunch of, soaps or juices in your garage or trunk or refrigerator. There's no annual renewal. There's none of those gimmicks that some of the programs out there have. So if you're looking for a real business, you're looking at one right now. You found it. It pays daily on top of it. Let me show you how you can become a distributor. The unit that we sell, our flagship product, is the SD501. It runs $3,980. And when I first saw that price, I thought probably what 95% of you are thinking. Nobody's going to buy that. As a matter of fact, I went one step further. At their corporate office, I told the head guy there, I said, I'm a marketing guy. I'm telling you right now, you'll never sell these. It's too much. And then as we were walking out the door, somebody told me, Daniel, they've already sold 400,000 of them. I felt like, I don't know, man, I wish somebody would have told me that before I opened my mouth. Now, they run an 8-point direct sale system. Each point equals $285, and they give 8 of those out. In other words, whenever you manufacture a product of this magnitude, you usually have marketing dollars built in for advertisement. All products do. Okay? Normally 40 to 60%. I'm telling you that because a lot of people will say, oh, that's the reason why it's so high. That's a wrong statement. The reason it's high is because the product costs that much, even with its marketing dollars. But instead of paying Tiger Woods or Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan, instead of putting their money in, Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 11, Fox Sports News, or any of these, they took all of the marketing dollars and they shot it to the distributor base. And again, it's causing a frenzy because people are earning some substantial incomes. Here's the marketing plan, okay? Let's say you decided to become a distributor for the company. You're going to need a unit, right? And they make the unit available for you in many different ways. As a matter of fact, the company has their own financing. Now, when you sell your first unit, that is called a 1A sale. It starts a 1A line. You get 1 point for that, or $285 in a direct commission. But that's not the strength of the program. The strength of the program is you get paid $285, 8 points down. Let me give you an actual example of that. I came into the business 7 months after I first saw it. I brought the water to a friend of mine. Remember I told you? He's 62 years old. He decided to buy a unit because of what the water did for him. I earned $285 as a direct sale on that unit, as a direct sale commission. But my friend sold about, I think, 8 of them. One of the 8 that he sold also decided to become a distributor. She has sold 20 of them. Okay? Well, I received $285 on each one of those 20 because she's within my 8 points, 8th tier. Now, she brought in another guy who she sold the unit to. He decided to become a distributor. He has sold over 25 of them. I get $285 on every one of those sales. Do you see how it works? The strength of the program is in the overrides. And on your first 2 direct sales, you're opening up 2 1A lanes, and it pays you $285 as a direct sale commission, and then it pays you $285 on any sale that's happening in that lane. Whether it's 5, 10, 20, 30, 50, or 100 sales in that lane, you get paid $285 each time there's a sale created. Is that strong or what? Now, on your 3rd sale, you get a promotion. You actually get $570, which is 2 points. So when you sell your 3rd sale, you're getting $570 as a direct sale commission. But again, that's not the strength. The strength is you make $570 7 down. So anybody that sells, let's say you brought in a friend of yours, and they brought in a business acquaintance, and they brought in an entrepreneur, and that entrepreneur brings in somebody from New York, let's say, who's a businessman, and that person brings in somebody in Texas who wants to start a home-based business. Well, as long as it's within your 7 points, 7 tiers down, you get paid $570 on every sale. And then on the sales that are on your 8th, you get paid $285. I've been in direct sales for a long time. It is the strongest marketing plan I have seen in almost 3 decades. Now, once you and your group get 10 sales, and you don't have to get that by yourself, you now move up to the next step. On your next sale, you get paid 3 points or $855. And the way you start your next lane, the 3A lane, is through a direct sale. Now, the strength of it again is you get paid overrides. Every time somebody sells a unit in that lane, you get an override of $855. I mean, it's like the most phenomenal program I've ever seen. Now, once your group gets 20, and you don't have to do that. Let's say you only got 4 sales, but your group got 16. That's a total of 20 in your group. You now can open up your next lane, which is a 4A lane. You now get paid $1,140, okay? But the strength is the override you get of $1,140 every time somebody makes a sale in that lane. And did I tell you, you get paid daily? As a matter of fact, you get paid daily through the mail. Let me tell you something. If you decide to become a distributor, you are going to love your mailman. I used to hate the mailman because he used to come over and bring bills all the time. Today, we look for the mailman because he's bringing checks. Now, once you get 50 sales, you can open up your next lane, which is a 5A lane. And then once you get 100 sales, you can now open up your final lane, which is a 6A lane, which now you get 1,710. See, we're all doing the same things. It's just that you get paid higher and get higher overrides as you move up in the marketing plan. And it is one of the most fairest marketing plans that I've ever seen. Now, once you hit 6A, several things happen. Number one, a bonus is released below you. It's called an educational bonus. You see, you're only getting paid 8 tiers down. From your 9th tier down, you get paid nothing because they only pay 8 down. Once you hit 6A, not only can you open up as many 6A lanes as you want anywhere around the world where they're doing business, but a $200 educational bonus is released on every sale below you from 9th tier all the way down to the next 6A. I mean, they have some of the best bonus plans I've ever seen. Now, I've asked the question, what are all the top earners doing? And you know, they're all doing the same thing. They're giving water away, they're sharing the information, they're showing you a live demonstration, and then they do the follow-up and duplicate. In actuality, simplicity is the key. Now, I've been a marketing consultant and a business owner on the successful side for almost 30 years. Let me tell you why people are succeeding. Because some of these people are my friends and I know them. They've never earned this kind of incomes. I have friends in this business right now that are earning 6-figure income and up that have never earned over $50,000 in a year. But the reason all these people are earning money is because all the lights are green. Okay? Have you ever been going down the street and all of a sudden you're starting to hit every light? Don't you notice you get to your destination a little bit faster? The drive is better, okay? Let me tell you some of the lights that are green on this project. Number one, timing. Their timing is absolutely phenomenal. Number two, you got a rock-solid company that normally doesn't come with timing because timing normally comes with risk. Here you have a brand new company that's just being released in the United States. However, they're 33 years old, rock solid. They have great products. They have a puppy dog marketing approach. In other words, they're able to give the water away for free to as many people as they want to. They don't have to pay for samples and go broke giving samples away. They have a very, very high power override system with a great compensation plan, and they're targeting the baby boomers. The baby boomers, you know, are the people that control most of the money on the planet. They're the people today that are about 50 years old to about 75 years old. And what are they all wanting? Health. It's the #1 issue to any senior citizen that you talk to. Health is #1. And on top of the whole thing, it is a very simple and duplicatable system. So I'd like to show you the complete picture, okay? This is a company that started out of Japan in 1974. All their units have been commercial use. Hospitals, you know, restaurants, schools use them when you research it. In 1994, the company decided to make a consumer version, and they sold over 300,000 of them in the Japanese market alone. So they decided to expand into North America. In 2003, they expanded into North America, opening up several offices. Now, what does this mean for you? If you decide to start a business, if you're looking for a home-based business, if you may be looking for a part-time income, you can start this project anywhere you are in the United States or anywhere you are where they're open, and override and build distribution networks throughout North America or worldwide like we're doing wherever they're open. As a matter of fact, wherever you are around the world, you can start this business, and anytime there's a sale in any of the lanes that you've created, all those overrides will be mailed to your house on a daily basis. So I would like to end it with this. You know, timing, I don't know if you believe in it. I'm a product of timing, and I always look for timing products. However, timing is nothing without action. Action is the absolute key. If you're looking for a part-time business, full-time, maybe some of you are entrepreneurs looking for something out there, and you've test-driven all these different things, all these different network, multi-level, home-based business, and none of it has worked for you. You've tested out all these different projects, and you know they keep telling you, hey, all you got to do is sign up people, sign up friends, and money will fall from the ceiling. Well, this project is not like that. It's a real business with real product sales and excellent money that comes to you on a daily business. But if you've been test driving all these things out there, all these different businesses, check this one out, test this one out. And I promise you, when you check this one out, you will find out that you're probably looking at the best set of financial wheels on the road today. The project is awesome, the product is absolutely spectacular, the potential is massive, and the timing is now. Thank you very much for listening.
There comes a moment in everyone's life. There comes a moment in time when you come to a river you just have to cross, or a mountain you just have to climb. This is the moment, and now is the time to reach out where no man has gone. Time to break through the barriers, blaze a new trail. Time to reach out above and beyond. Reach for the future, let go of today. Tomorrow will bring a new dawn. Take to the challenge your own special way when you reach out above and beyond.
I can work when I want. I don't have the headaches of employees and inventory and cash flow, and so I'm really having fun with this, and it's just building a team and really watching it take off, and it's such a ground floor opportunity.
Now you've got health, now you've got wealth. It's a phenomenon. There's nothing absolutely that even comes close. After air, what do you need? Water, and we've got the miracle water, Kangen water.
My expectations when I first heard about the Kangen water were actually very small.
They were little. I really didn't expect too much because I've seen a lot in the health and wellness industry that has been very disappointing, have been letdowns. So my expectations weren't that high. I think that's one of the reasons that when I saw the results that I did, that I was as excited as I was.
Not only are we healthy, not only do we feel good, not only have we helped many, many people change their lives, but in addition to that, I mean, financially, it's made us financially independent, financially secure. The company has a wonderful compensation plan. Just by sharing the opportunity, the blessings come to you.
As an attorney, I've handled thousands of clients that had personal injuries. That was my specialty. I was always intrigued by health, obviously. I'm 62 years old at this time, and anything that can help me to lead a better quality of life, I'm all for that.
I was a lawyer trained in the entertainment industry. I represented a home box office and set up a lot of channels for them, negotiated a lot of their deals with all the major studios. But I always had an interest in healthy things and learning about health. So I always keep my eye open for new things, and this really took me quite by surprise. I didn't know it was so dramatic and so powerful. I like to think of it as a Japanese company that was making Alexas for 30 years and didn't tell anybody.
There comes a moment in everyone's life. There comes a moment in time when the future will open a whole new frontier, and you reach out above and beyond. Reach for the future, let go of today. Tomorrow will bring a new dawn. Take to the challenge your own special way when you reach out above and beyond.
Well, for many years my wife has struggled with stomach problems, and after being on the water for 7 days, those stomach problems are gone and she's able to stop the medication. In addition to that, she's also lost 27 pounds and she feels better than she has in years.
For the past 41 years, I've been a type 1 diabetic. For the last 3 years, I've been taking about 9 Advils every day. And because of the pain in my foot, due to the diabetes, my bones are actually growing apart. And the pain has just been terrible. Ever since I've been on the water now, I've been taking about 3 Advil a week.
Every person wants to feel better, whether they're already in very good shape or whether they have some physical challenges. And although this is particularly poignant for people with physical challenges, what would be so bad about any of you out there feeling better every day?
I'm not a sick person. I don't have diabetes and I don't have a lot of these illnesses that people have, but I do run 5 miles a day, and getting out of bed every day, go running, it's something that just I love to do. However, after being on this water, I found that my times were dropping. I've dropped over a minute per mile for 5 miles per day, and that's just in the first 2 months.
I know there's a lot of skeptics out there, me being a detective, obviously some of the most skeptical people on the face of the earth. But here's what I'm going to actually do. Just go out and try the water. It won't hurt you, it's just water, but this amazing water can definitely change not only your life, but the life of yourself and your loved ones and people that you know. And again, just try the water. I urge you, try it, you just might like it.
I had my preconceived ideas, and so I was never going to go into it. And I heard that he was making a lot of money doing, getting involved, but I could never understand how until I went to the presentation. Totally changed my understanding, totally educated me about what the water was really about, and I was in.
Kangen Water has truly given me my life back, and as Eli said, I mean, we're fortunate enough to, share not only the health and give people, which I feel is the greatest gift other than, being time freedom and having your family, but giving people really the opportunity to have true health, and then with that, a phenomenal opportunity to have true wealth.
Try the water, drink the water. It will change your life.
Try the water. You have nothing to lose except the fact that you might start to feel a little bit better.
Don't ever try to take my machine away from me.
Reach for the future, let